This is Van Electric Ghost, and we're talking about our latest releases, The Flower Underground, The Other Me Meme, and other singles. So we previously did a podcast on Facebook, and then Facebook went and, removed some of our audio because they didn't realize that the songs that we were playing are our own songs, which is pretty cool to have copyright protection, but it's not cool when you're actually trying to talk about your own songs. So this is a replacement for the previous podcast audio that we grabbed from our StreamYard program. So the albums that we're going to talk about today are The Flower Underground and The Other Me Meme. The Flower Underground is an album just came out on Friday. It is in another set of albums that we've done this year. We previously did a Holly Black album, and that was like the first full album on our new label, which is Repost by SoundCloud. And we're able to actually say this is a Phantom Electric Ghost indie label that gets distributed all over the world and all streaming services. Now, Flower Underground is a unique album, and it's got some of our best songs from the last 2 years with a bunch of new stuff that we did. We are a DAW-less recording artist, and that has become a thing now compared to we've been doing this since 2008, and in 2016 we created the idea of Phantom Electric Ghost, and that's where Josephine Electric, the lead singer of the band of Ghost, and with her sisters Stephanie and Windhover, the Windhover Girls, because Josephine's last name is Windhover, created this vibe with the album Something Wicked. We went on to play in New York City at Blackthorn 51 2 times, maybe 3 times. And then we played the Davis Square Theater in Boston. We played in the Bronx. And so we've been able to do some live performance in New York and Boston back in 2017. Lately, we've been just doing live performances because of COVID from our home studio and our bedroom studio. And in our bedroom studio, we compose this album, which the album cover shows a direct picture of our, purple lit or blue lit expansive sound studio. And our love of DAW-less recording comes from the idea that we used to be in bands where we jam with guitar players and drummers as a young kid in our basement, trying to emulate our heroes like Cream and Hendrix and Allman Brothers and Yes and Genesis. I continue to write music. A lot of my friends and family stopped, but I never stopped. And I'm in my 50s, and we have somewhat of a big impact now. We got over 25,000 listens on our podcast. We have over 60,000 plays on our SoundCloud. Our previous SoundCloud, since our rebranding, had up to 90,000 listens. So we are starting to have an impact. We do influence marketing. We interview bands on the sister program here. We're going to be interviewing a band tonight that we're pretty excited about. We're actually going to be interviewing the artist from LA. There is a pretty cool indie synth pop artist that we're very enamored with her whole concept and image. We're going to be talking to Lisa Oppenheimer at 9 p.m. In New York City time. It will be available to everybody around 10. Now, the Flower Underground, as we talked about, and we've got a couple songs from it here. Well, we actually got the singles that we talked about, but we're going to start adding some of the actual songs from the Flower Underground, which got pulled from our previous podcast, which we're going to pull from this program. But the first track, The Flower Underground, is a unique track, and it got the Phantom voice on it, and we're going to include that here. We've got the track You're Not the Sun, which is another Phantom vocal, which is rare. This album has a lot of Phantom vocals on it. And The Passion Punk Is All Over You is another Phantom vocal. So this album is really hits the ground running with a bunch of Phantom lead vocals, which is not what we typically do. We typically have Josephine Electric, because we like the idea of having her feminine voice kind of cuts through the mix of using all these analog Moogs and Rolands and Arturias is just that sometimes having a female voice cuts through that heavy mix. You can see that the falsetto use of a male falsetto from Smokey Robinson, Axl Rose, uh, you know, uh, Robert Plant. You see that in a lot of rock music. It's just a typical technique to kind of cut through the mix. So one of the two tracks that were previously released are Insomnia and Lioness. Now, Insomnia is a pretty cool track in that it is a trance track that we actually, it's really the most trance track of all of our tracks, even though we label ourselves as a trance artist that sometimes it's actually using a trance pad. It's got a very upbeat, danceable song. A lot of people have thought this is one of our more, pop oriented or our songs that's trying to actually get an audience rather than just doing what we want as a progressive electronic artist. And it's, Josephine Electric just, saying, doing what she normally does is she's so into sex that she's going to, she's going to stay up all night and she's not going to go to bed because she's going to get to it in bed. And that's pretty much the whole idea. The next song, Lioness, is kind of a take on We Love Van Morrison, and he has a song from St. Dominic's Preview called Listen to the Lion. And we said, well, what would happen if Josephine Electric wanted to have a kind of female vibe on that idea, and then also do this very experimental saxophone Moog, fusion, kind of Coltrane-like, Bitches Brew-like attempt on a synth to replicate a sax. And we started our career as a clarinet player, and we've always tried to bring horn sound or wind sound into our music from having an understanding of how to do it. And the Moog allows you to do this. And which is our first use of the Mother 32 connected to a MIDI keyboard, in this case the Juno, and then using the MX1 performance mixer and the Moog Mother 32's capabilities to really boost the sound and get it to be horn-like, and then play the stabs and play the runs in a very much like a alto or baritone sax method, using the pitch bending wheel to really get that effect that we normally do with your breath and your tongue in the reed. And we think it's very successful in what we were trying to get at, and we love this song. It's probably one of our favorite songs in our catalog. We've never really played it live. It was kind of like a one take effort that we had like, wow, this really worked. We try to replicate it. We don't know if we'd ever get it to be exactly the same. We probably just try to play the actual backing tracks and maybe do some solos over it, maybe some guitar to add to it. And then we get the kind of punked up, dressed up trash run, which is a COVID kind of story of a dad at home, not able to get out, but he dresses up just to wear some nice clothes to go take out the trash. And it's this kind of idea under COVID, if you're under lockdown, sometimes you might get dressed up for some reason, but he gets dressed up to take out the trash to impress the rest of their neighborhood. Then negative POS is, this idea that, in this kind of Trumpian world, you got these Trumpers that are very vile. People that spit on you if you're wearing a mask, you want to knock down mask displays at Target, want to get into fights and say, people are being socialists because they're wearing masks and they're trying to protect each other. And it's not an idea of a political idea, but it's become political that, you're trying to protect your other people. You're trying to protect your family and your friends and general society from a disease. And you got these idiots that think that not wearing a mask is some kind of right of freedom. You have to buy a car insurance if you want to drive a car. If you have an infectious disease, if you had Ebola, you got to be locked down. If you had smallpox, you don't have a right to infect people with smallpox. COVID is the same kind of idea. It's not, you don't have the freedom to do everything you want. We're in a national emergency, but we have a president that wouldn't declare it in the right way. So we got a bunch of idiots running around talking about freedom, acting like it's the Second Amendment. And a lot of them die or get sick and then don't seem to understand that, a microbe doesn't care about your politics. So that's what this is. And then Submit to Score is a psychosexual romp where Josephine gets pretty raw in her sexuality. And that's probably enough said with that track. A similar vibe is on Thrill Me Like a Red Ferrari. With this song, we used a really cool capability in our VT3 vocal transformer that has the ability to do a scatter, which is this thing where it kind of just glitches up the vocal. And we can control it in real time. And part of Dallas recording is we use a R24 from Zoom to track all of our hardware synths in real time. So we can use all the control surfaces in real time and get very unique point in time, sound painting canvas audio. Canvas audio is this idea you would capture like with a sound brush on your analog synth by playing with the filter, playing with the LFO, playing with the envelope, overriding the workflow with controlled voltage wiring. You do all this stuff in real time and you end up having this idea that in the moment, you've got this improvisation that you can capture. Now, the cool thing is because we use the R24, every Phantom Electric Ghost song, we can play it as we recorded it and maybe mute and unmute tracks and do it kind of like a DJ, but then overlay it with, new improvisational tracks so that people get the feel of the Ghost. That's what we did when we went to New York. One of the key focuses of being able to do that is, previously we used the R16 when we were in New York. Now we have an R24. We also use our Arturia BeatStep Pro, which allows us to have, chain patterns of all kinds of projects and actual, there's 16 actual projects on a thing, and there's 16 steps to an actual project. And each step can have like 16 notes. So then you can tie them together. When you tie them together, you can get a song. And then in real time, you can kind of move them around. You can change the scale, Mixolydian. You can change it to, a blues scale. You can do whatever you want. And we've got it running our MX1 Performance. Through an MX1 Performance mixer, we've got a System 1M and a JDXI that we use it. And we extend our drum beats through the JDXI through the BeatStep Pro. The whole idea is that you get one-man show through using all this control technology. We'd love to move up to the KeyStep Pro. I really think that is even a better control system. We've looked at the MPC, and we've looked at the Force, we've looked at the One, we looked at MPC Live, but we because I don't know, because we're a Roland guy and we're an Arturia guy, we think that an MC707 and an Arturia BeatStep Pro are more what we are used to, and we'd probably go with that because the Zencore engine, it would give us the ability to have Zencore, and if we had to do a small show where we couldn't really carry a lot, the MC707 with our Arturia Rackboot 6U could give us a really good performance along with our VT3 or VT4 vocal transformer. We'd have a very low footprint, and the KeyStep Pro would give us the keyboard to do live playing. So we think that would be a cool thing, and we'd probably like to bring another Arturia keyboard to just be able to do that. The other track that we're going to get into that's in this album is besides "Follow Me Like a Red Ferrari," we think that is one of our favorite songs. Is the Restricted Movements Uptown, which we like the arrangement on that song. It's got this interesting piano arrangement, similar to what we did with "You're Not the Sun," and this was released as a single a couple months ago, but we really love that track. We like the feel of what we like to do a lot of times is have these kind of interesting piano chords and chord arrangements, and then we throw a lot of interesting strange modulation, how we explain our Euro rack and analog synth manipulation. We feel that gives a good feel to the song. So we'll also end this album with the Fractured Lines, which is an interesting experimental track. and we won't get into all the details of that. Just check that track out. Now we're going to get into the other EP that we put out, which is very heartfelt, singer-songwriter type of song. The Other Me Meme. There are two versions of it. You get the first track, The Other Me Meme, and then the last one is That Other Me Me. They're both the same song, but they have slightly different mixes, different emphasis on the strange modulation. We think the last track on the album has a very kind of pushed the modulation up higher in the mix versus the first one that has it lower in the mix. And this song is kind of this idea, this Victorian idea of looking at the looking glass, which is a mirror, and seeing that other me. And then we play with the idea of modern social media, and we switched up the word me with meme and make it interchangeable. That other me is your meme, or that meme is the you, or you are the meme. And in this idea, you're a looking glass and you're trying to figure out who you are and what you are and how that relates to the whole world. It's this kind of concept of in sociology of anomie or social dissonance or dislocation and not fitting in and trying to find out who you really are is the theme of this whole EP. And a little bit too much F and K is a play on the idea of word fuck and there's a little too much fuck in fuck, and it's just a play on words and a play of this kind of again expansive romp, what we call a sound painting or sound experience. And then the other track, One I Could Fuck, is again the Phantom on the vocal, doing his kind of stream of consciousness poetry. And Splendid Naz is just another kind of sexual romp. We're taking this Alex Cooper kind of idea of the Naz. We kind of mixed up the idea of Naz and jazz and ass, and it's just kind of this weird. It's just a weird wordplay that we played with. And we've been using it for a while. So this is just a short, probably one of the shortest Family Electric Ghost, though it's an EP. It's only 27 minutes, which is easier to digest than maybe the Flower Underground. But we very much like the vibe on this album and hope people check it out if you want a shorter, complete thought. And then the other songs that we put out, the singles that we put out, was Definitively Black and I'm Already Past Me, which are really good examples of our use of the Moog Grandmother. The Moog Grandmother has really powerful modulation capabilities and then play capabilities. We started our Moog with the Mother 32, which doesn't have a keyboard, and then later we linked it. We talked about that through MIDI with our Juno DI. But then this is the full package. It's kind of, we always lusted after a mini Moog. We saw the reissue. We couldn't afford the $3,000 price tag. The Grandmother gives you the kind of history of Moog. You get the CP3 mixer. You get an actual spring reverb. You get some really interesting. You get mini Moog oscillators. You get this ability to do the kind of modular playground that you were doing on a Mother 32, but now you have 3 oscillators because the LFO can act like an oscillator. And it got a really awesome sequencer, a 256-step sequence, very intuitive, easy to use. One of the easiest to use sequencers I've ever seen. Awesome Fatar keybed, and just it's visually pleasing. It's well built. It has an awesome sound, and you link it to a drummer from another mother. You link it to a Mother 32, and you get a really awesome sonic modular playground. It can be the central control unit. The only thing better than it is the matriarch, which gives you bigger and badder because it's paraphonic. It's got 4 full oscillators with an LFO that can be a 5th oscillator. Instead of the spring reverb, which is an actual spring, you get an analog delay, and you get a stereo path. The oscillators aren't stereo, unlike they have GPA powered UDO Super 6. It's only after the oscillators that you get the filters and the envelopes and the VCAs are all stereo. along with the delay being stereo. So it gives you a lot of capability. Um, so the definitively black is this idea of being wrapped up in the kind of the synonym of a blackness is this dark place, but also the fact that African Americans are black and we get thought of as not being fully you know thought of as citizens of this country, and the darkness and the depression of actually living as a black person in this world. And then with the Black Lives Matter movement, we're starting to see people can understand that pain of living in that world. So definitively black is this idea of like accepting that you're in this kind of second class position, that you're actually gonna be proud of it. You're gonna be like in the 70s, proud to be black, that you're definitively black, that people associated with the negative, but you're gonna own it and you're gonna take it on and you're gonna be proud of it and you're gonna live with it and you're gonna get past it. And also this idea, there was this dark relationship and it broke up. You kind of went into the black, kind of like the way Amy Winehouse, back to black. This idea, you kind of own it, and and also you're in the character is like Josephine is pining after this lover that she left, and she just had the kind of attitude or belief that it was just another kind of relationship game, that they would just okay, we had a fight, had a spat, she'll come back, and then her lover never comes back, and it's like this dark kind of focus. Is like, oh, I always thought they were going to come back. I didn't realize that if I cut the cord at that moment or had that tiff or had that argument, that they would never come back. And that is the whole nature of that song. Then I'm already past me is kind of this Halloween idea of Josephine Electric is a phantom. She's a ghost. She's in between this world and that world. And the idea, and I'm already past me, and there's a video for it where it's actually kind of this haunted house that you kind of get zoomed into. It's on Instagram and YouTube that we created for this. And Josephine is basically said, I'm already past me. I'm a ghost. I'm already dead. And so you can't get anything over on me because I'm already there. So this kind of idea is like I'm already in that place. I'm already know where I am. I've accepted who I am, kind of like Definitively Black. And she knows she's a ghost. She knows she's a spirit, and she's accepting it. And it's like you're gonna have to deal with the fact that I know who I am. I know what I can do, and maybe you should be ready for it. And so that's that. These are all the tracks that we put out. We have a real heavy release last Friday. An EP, a full album, and 2 singles. Kind of overwhelmed the market, but that's the way we are. We've got a lot more material on the way. We've got the full Dark Ghost Volume 1, Dark Ghost Volume 2, which are on SoundCloud right now as playlist albums. Those are going to get put out. We've got a release coming from Mojo Heads that should be coming out in September. That is a rec on videotape again, which is our second release for Mojo Heads. The first one was you still have some personal demons to portray, which is still available. And then we've got our PR label, Swedish record label. It's going to be releasing 3 tracks. We hope. We sent them 3. The first one is Disconnected Youth, there's a big review of that. And we got compared to Trent Reznor there, which we're very happy to be put in that place. That track, we pulled that track from all of our streaming services because we want this to get a good release. It previously did pretty well, and it's going to be coming out on PR label. It's a big example of our hardware workflow, of our kind of stream of consciousness recording. And it features heavily the Mother 32 being used in the same way you would use a mini Moog or a grandmother. So we hope that you check that out when you see it out there. Again, if you like the program and you want to be a guest, hit us up as a voice memo. Send your Instagram username or your Facebook username. We are doing free audio podcasts. They're on 11 platforms, including Anchor, FM, Apple, and Spotify. But we also do a paid $25 video podcast, which is live on one of our Facebook channels when we do it, which is a difference from our Anchor FM, which are not live recorded, but not live broadcast. And it then becomes a full, you know, saved episode on Facebook. We send you the MPEG-4, we send you the WAV file, we send you the link. We then convert the audio and put it on Anchor FM so everybody can hear it on all these 11 podcast platforms. So that service, it takes a little bit more effort on our part because we have to convert it. We have to get it out there. We also can put it on YouTube. So it's $25, which is really competitive compared to some podcasters that do that kind of video interview and charge a lot more. So if you're interested in the $25 interview, you can give us an email ring at famelectricghost@gmail.com. That's famelectricghost@gmail.com. You can also hit us on our Facebook, which is Fam Electric Ghost, at Fam Electric Ghost on Facebook with a DM. And you can find us on Instagram. Our name there is Expansive Sound Experiments. So that's expansive_sound_experiments. So we hope that you enjoyed this episode. Please hit the PayPal me link or the support links on our SoundCloud and Spotify. If you go to our profile, you can see the PayPal me COVID links. Please hit those. Hit us up with any money you can help us so we can keep on doing this. And we thank you very much for your attention. Be safe out there. Wear a mask. Practice social distancing. Still be here so we can talk to you next year. Thank you. This is Fam Electric Ghost signing off.
Say I'm in a situation where, hey, you're way over your head. I said, how could that be? How could I blame? Don't you see I'm already past me? I'm already dead. Don't you see? And they say I'm in a situation that red going down all over the nation. They said, yeah, son was what I want to hear. They said, darling, punk aesthetic always on here. Don't you know, my darling, darling dear, when the way is missing clear, be a purveyor of fear. When the wind isn't really clear, there's gonna be a lot of purveyors of fear. We're in a situation where, darling, don't worry, I'm already dead. Now we're in a situation where, darling and dear, you know there are always purveyors of fear. Don't you know that, dear? Don't you know that, dear? Are you a purveyor of fear? It's so clear, and it's always near, like Morrison said. Oh, you can purvey, or you're already dead. We're in a situation where, no, don't you worry, darling, Josie's already dead. You're a purveyor of fear, and only made that clear. I'm putting down those no more than you, my dear. You're just a purveyor of the doom. You're like a flower that blooms at midnight in tune. You're with the system without any headroom. All consumed. You're like that flower that blooms at midnight in the tomb. Yeah. conditionally red, my dear. Don't you be red, dude. Don't you be a purveyor of fear. It's clear that we shouldn't really be here, but you let that orange maniac put us right here, my dear. It's clear that we really shouldn't be here. You let that orange maniac take the reins, and now you're dead, my dear. Now, don't you know about that dear? Don't you know that he's the epitome of fear? You let the orange maniac take the reins, and that's why we're all here. Let him take the reins, that's why we're all here. That 106 bass is just like sex, my dear. That 106 bass is just like sex, my dear. If you put it in, then you got nothing to fear. Don't you know 106 bass just like sex, my dear. If you put it in, we got nothing more to fear.
This is Bam Electric Ghost, and this is an album release episode. We had a bunch of new records on Friday through streaming services through our relation post by SoundCloud. So we were able to get a bunch of new Fam Electric Ghost tracks, and you can see this is the logo of the band that my daughter created. You can see her work at Emo Bunny Comic and at Emo Bunny Comic on Instagram. She created the Fam Electric Ghost logo a long time ago. So we've got a bunch of projects that came out this Friday or last Friday. Well, just a couple of days ago. The albums that we're going to talk about are an EP called Other Me Meme and a full album called The Flower Underground. And these records are somewhat, interesting that we were able to get out there through these new capabilities. So we're pretty excited that we were able to do that and, get out there to our fans in a different way. We're just going to be sharing this on our Peg fan site. So the albums that we're going to discuss again are going to cue up the Other Me Meme, which we find is a pretty deep set of songs that we were able to come up with our hardware recording of Soundcraft. We use a lot of hardware, synths, analog and digital, and we like to just do what we call stream of consciousness recording, where we just go at it in our studio. You can see our stuff behind us. We've got our mic stand and our Arturia there. You've got a Euro rack with the Arturia 6U. It's got inside of it a Moog Mother 32, a DFAM, and we have got a Mini Boot 2S, Juno GI, a JDXI, a System 1M, MX1 Performance Mixer, a bunch of other cool stuff. But we're going to get into the song, The Other Me Meme. You can see it's queuing up, and hopefully you'll dig this track, and we're going to get into it right now when we switch to the full screen.
No, this ain't history. I'm not your Russian bot, I'm not your Russian meme. When You really wonder if it's the other me. You know I can't be discreet. I can't be your Russian twin. I can't be your Instagram man. You know I'm not discreet. Guess you found the other me. I may be your twin. I know what you mean. But I'm up for that foreign sex scene. You know that's the other me. When I say that you are so pretty. When I give you my heart, then I take my leave. And you see me with the whole beauty in that sex scene. No, it can't be. You Josie can't be. That can't be. You said Josie, that just can't be. You walk with me. Don't you know I'm with that other beauty in that scene? Don't you know that's the other me? Sorry, I'm not obscene. Sorry, I can't be your Instagram tween. As dirty as it seems, and that's just being me. Sorry, I can't be discreet. Cause I'm giving it all to that queen. You know I'm stuck on the in-between. And you'll never do the real me. We have all got addictions to feed. On our social media scenes. We all have addictions to feed. On our social media feed.
And so that was the song The Other Me from the album The Other Me Meme. And it's an EP. And it's an interesting record. It's kind of a introspective record for Josephine, like of Family Electric Ghost, where she gets into the whole identity of the looking glass self, or the other me, or the other meme, as she refers to it. And there's two versions of the song that have different mixes. That's the first version one. And now we're going to actually get into the album that we call the Flower Undergound record that just came out. It's a full-length record. It's over an hour long. It's an interesting family record. And a track because I am actually more enamored by some of the other tracks on the album. You can check out the mystery of the first track, but we're going to get into the Flower Underground. We're going to go a little deeper. We're going to skip the title track and go right to You're Not the Sun, which is one of our favorite tracks from the album. And we're going to play that. And then maybe we'll play maybe a couple more tracks so you can check out the record. We're not going to play every song from the record. So hopefully, this will be an interesting experience for you.
You're not the one. You're not the sun. Where comes the fun? You know it weighs a ton. You're not the one, but you do come. Anyone who touch, anybody fucks. You're not the one. You're not the sun. When it comes to that touch, you fucks. Watch is up, punch to the gut. Fight is up, you know the best stuff. Whoever you touch, you get the fuck.
What's interesting about this track is it's the Phantom singing rather than Josephine. And maybe only in our catalog, maybe only 10 times we've had the Phantom sing. Just a footnote.
It's not enough love. Into that box. Whoever you touch, you're not alright, not so much. You don't love, you don't touch. You just the fuck. You don't love. It's never enough. Wherever you touch, girl, it's a fuck. It's never enough. You don't love. You don't trust, not so much. Whoever you touch, who gets fucked. Hand in glove, you like that new kind of love. Hand in glove. They come much. Can't cover that stuff. Spent too much. Whoever you touch, they get fucked. I can't cover that stench, not too much. You don't love. Whoever you touch, they get fucked. You can't cover that stench with rose. just another family electric ghost. Oh, it went up the nose. Your power found her throat. Never too much.
So this song actually name checks the band. For a couple of songs, we actually define the situation as you're just another family electric ghost. So we think that's interesting. So yeah, we've been pushing this new album, and like we said, we had a big release day with this full album, The Flower Underground, an EP, The Other Me Meme, and 2 singles. So actually, now we're going to get to one of the singles that we like a lot that we just released. We're going to get Already Past Me. We think Already Past Me is kind of this kind of gothic horror tune that's got this Trent Reznor vibe. And so we're going to get into this song right now. And so just hold on, and we're going to play I'm Already Past Me.
Say I'm in a situation where they your way over your hand. I said, how could that be? How could I blame? Don't you see? I'm already past me. I'm already dead. Don't you see? And they say I'm in a situation that red blood going down all over the nation. They said there are some of what I want here. They said darling punk aesthetic always on here. Don't you know, my darling, darling dear, when the way isn't clear, be a purveyor of fear. When the wind isn't really clear, there's gonna be a lot of purveyors of fear. We're in a situation where darling, don't worry, that I'm already dead. Yeah, we're in a situation where, darling and dear, you know there are always purveyors of fear. Don't you know that, dear? Don't you know that, dear? Are you a purveyor of fear? It's so clear, and it's always near, like Morrison said. Oh, you're a purveyor, or you're already dead. If we're in a situation where, no, don't you worry, darling, Josie's already dead. You're a purveyor of fear, and who made that clear? I'm putting down those no more than you, my dear. You're just a purveyor of the doom. You're like a flower that blooms at midnight in tune. You're with system without any headroom. All consumed. You're like that flower that blooms at midnight in a tune. Yeah, it's clear. Condition red, my dear. Don't you be Don't you be a purveyor of fear. It's clear that we shouldn't really be here. But you let that orange maniac put us right here, my dear. It's clear that we really shouldn't be here. You let that orange maniac take the reins, and now you're dead, my dear. Don't you know about that dear? Don't you know that he's the epitome of fear? You let the orange maniac take the reins, and that's why we're all here. Let him take the reins, that's why we're all here. That 106 days, it's just like sex, my dear.
So that's already past me.
Just like sex, my dear.
Now 106 bass is just like sex, my dear. And it comes in the mode, grandmother.
Don't you know 106
Bass is just like sex, my dear.
If you put it in, we got nothing more.
Yeah, so if you put it in, we have nothing more to fear. That's Josephine Electric. And that was the song, I'm Already Past Me. We're getting ready to play another track from our new release, The Flower Underground, which is a full album. We're going to get into that. And the next track on The Flower Underground, we really dig a lot. And we really didn't think we were going to like it so much as the song Follow Me Like a Red Ferrari, which has got a very interesting use of a scatter capability on the VT3 vocal transformer from Roland that we used to do on Josephine Electric's voice. So we're getting ready to cue that up. You can see that coming up next, and we're going to add it to the stream. So here we go, but we're going to get into the song Follow Me Like a Red Ferrari. Sometimes it glitches a little bit, like wait for it to come back. We're going to try it again.
Yeah, throttle me. You like that red Ferrari? Throttle me. You're just another sex story. And I'm not on the beat. And I'm not on the lorry. And I'm not on the cheap. I'm your new glory. Throttle me. I get it for Ferrari. Yeah, follow me like your red Ferrari. Follow me like a sex story. Yeah, follow me downtown in Lloyd. Yeah, follow me and show me your glory. It's just another sex story. It's another sex story. Follow me like your friend. Throw me Me in red for fur. It's another It's another story. Courtesy in your Lord by a phantom electric ghost. You tell me like a red Ferrari. You tell me like another sex story. In downtown London in a lorry. You can show me all your glory. It's not another horror story. It's real indeed. Another fantasy accuracy of me.
So it's another fantasy courtesy of me or Josephine Electric. Now we're gonna get into another song that's on this album that we actually wrote a long time ago and was supposed to be part of an album called Dark Ghost Volume 1, but we separated it out. It's called Lioness. It's kind of our nod to Listen to the Lion by Van Morrison, because Josephine, female lead, so we decided we'll listen to the Lioness. So this is Josephine's progressive, funkadelic, inspired, kind of rave out on the Moog. It's very dissonant and very got a little bit of Coltrane-like runs on our Moog. And this was actually a Mother 32, not a grandmother. So we're going to get into the song Lioness.
Call me a lioness. Call me around the door. I see you around here. You're driving no crazy. I see you around here. Let it come to me. I think you're a better position if you get down on your knees. And call me a lioness. I said you're out here before. Did you call me something? To right on the door. You call me a lioness. Won't you hear me roar? You call me a lioness. Get in your position. And that's your religion. You get in my position. That should be your religion. Well, awareness. I hear me roar. I see you right here. And you call me one run with the door. But I can't hear me roar. I might scream a little too loud. I might do it a little too loud. I might scream a little too loud. And that's too hard for you now. Ow! Whoa! All the violence, what did you before? I see you coming down here, and you come for. What you get in position, that should be your new religion. Let you get in position, that should be your new religion. It's your highness. It's silent. It's your highness. It should be silent. It's your highness. It should be silent. Alright. Why don't you sit there? You said I could be the world's biggest. Put your face on the floor and get out of position. You're going across me to the door. That's your new religion. That's your highness. I'm a learner. What do you mean? Walking get crusty to the door. I see you before. Get in position. That should be your new religion. Get in position. That should be your new religion. I'm a lioness. What do you mean, Lord? I'm a lioness. I see you're got you before. Get in position. Crossing to the door. You don't like me, it's not your religion. Don't call me a whore. I'm your highness. Get down on your knees. Don't pay attention. But you got a debt to the queen. Don't pay attention. But you got a debt to the queen. Get in position. Cross me to the door. You spend your whole day on a bathroom floor. I'm a lioness.
Linus. She's a
I'm a
lioness.
lioness.
She's a lioness.
I'm not your whore.
So there's Josephine Electric with the track Lioness from our album The Flower Underground. Like I said, that track was written in 2016. It's the first use of our Mother 32, and we actually connected it to our Roland Juno GI and was able to extend the capability to have a full 61 key keyboard and realized that you could actually do mini Moog like runs on it. And so it was our first attempt to realize that we could go beyond the semi-modular nature of just using the sequencer on the machine and actually use a full keyboard on it. And we got this kind of John Coltrane pre-jazz aspect to where it very much has like a sax sound to it. We were playing with it. We've gotten that sound before, but like with a lot of analog synths, kind of point in time. We were playing with the patch bay and we got that unique sound that we've gotten close to, but not exactly like what we've occurred during that session. And we find that song we tried to put out before on an album called Dark Ghost Volume 1, which we've actually have on our SoundCloud playlist. And we've actually changed it and pulled it out of that album, put it on this record. Now, the last song we're going to play is another song from Flower Underground that we like a lot called Insomnia. It's a kind of a rave tune. It's kind of got this trance beat, and I think you'll like it. So here comes Insomnia. Queuing up Insomnia.
Hey boy, it's time to tell the truth. I'm insomniac to you. It's time to tell the truth. I'm insomniac to you. Now when I come to you in your dream, you know it's not clean. When I come to you in your dream, it's most certainly not clean. Oh yeah, insomniac to you. Insomniac to you. I'm insomniac to you. I'm insomniac to you. Sweet dreams, sweet dreams, sweet dreams, sweet dreams. When you had that dream, when you had that dream, in your coffee, I mean, or was it in your blue jeans? Oh yeah. Was it in your coffee, or was it in your blue jeans? We'll never know, will we? We'll never know, will we? Will we? Insomnia! Insomnia! Come to your dreams. It's like that coffee in your coffee. It's like that dream in the dream. Drum beat stopping, those dreams, did the drum beat stop, go and bleed. You might wait until night. You have such a fright. Such a fright. Such a fright. Tonight. Such a fright.
So that was Insomnia with Josephine Electric in the lead. That again is from our album Flower Underground. You see the link below. Click on the link, and hopefully you'll you'll dig it. We're going to end the show now. We're going to put this on our Anchor podcast as an audio only, and also put it up on our YouTube later today. So hopefully you'll dig it. Please check out the links. Support our podcast on Anchor FM, and also if you hit our profile on Spotify, you can donate to the band. If you're listening to our albums and you like what you hear, go to the PayPal Me on our profile on Spotify or our profile on SoundCloud. Click Phantom Electric Ghost, and you will see a COVID-19 artist support button. I would encourage you, if you like the Ghost, or if you like any band that you like, and you go out to their profile on Spotify or SoundCloud, please support the band since they cannot tour during COVID and keep music alive. Thank you very much. We'd appreciate it if you do that for us as well. We do interview indie artists from around the world for free, except on this program. We have been doing some video podcasts for free, but going forward, we're going to be doing the video podcast as a $25 capability. So if you're a band and you want to be interviewed live, and this the cool thing about the StreamYard capability is we stream live to our Facebook channel, any one of 4 of our Facebook channels or our YouTube channel. So if we do an interview with you on video, we can actually do it live so your fans can tune in exactly as we are doing the interview. On our audio podcast, it's an hour to 2 hours after we do the interview that you get out there. The benefit of doing the video podcast is you get to do it live on my Facebook channel. We give you an MP4 video of the broadcast. We also give you the audio, and you get the hyperlink for where we put it on Facebook, and we'll send you a YouTube hyperlink later when we publish it. In addition, we also can convert the audio from this podcast to our Anchor program, where it goes out to 11 podcast platforms, including Radio Public, Spotify, Apple, Overcast, Stitcher, many, many more. So if you're into that, give us an instant message or a direct message on our Facebook, which is Phantom Electric Ghost, at Phantom Electric Ghost on Facebook. You can send us a direct mail at our actual email address, which is phantomelectricghost@gmail.com. You can also go to our website, phantomelectricghost.com, and send us on the contact page your information there. We're looking for your Instagram direct message username, and then we
I know when I left you, well, I thought you'd come running back. I got no expectations but the truth, and I know it all turns sad. 'Cause I'm the embodiment of that. And like Jagger said, we gon' paint it black. Yeah, I'm hung up on that. But yeah, I thought when I left you there, you always come running back. say you're painted black, and I know you're up all night. I know you're up all night. I know you're up all night. I know you're painted black, but I'm the embodiment of sad. On the wrong track. I thought when I left you that you'd always come running back. Yeah, I thought you know what I was trying to prove, and you know I thought about that. But I'm the embodiment of sad, and I'm the embodiment of bad, and yeah, I'm the embodiment of black. And I know that you're up all night. I thought when I left you that you'd always come running back, but I was wrong about that. So I'll paint it sad, and I'll paint it bad, and I'll paint it black. I thought when I left you that you'd always come running back. You don't understand what I was trying to do, and we can get up on that. I thought when I left you that did you understand that? But I guess you didn't get the groove, and you're not up on that. But I'm the embodiment of sad, and I'm the embodiment of that. And so I guess I'm the embodiment of black. But you know I'm okay with that, because I'm black, because I'm black. And you know I'm the embodiment of sad, and you know I'm gonna live with that. I learned to live with that, and I know I'm on the right track, 'cause I can live with that. I thought when I left you that you'd come running back. Why I got no expectations but the truth, and you know I'm learning to live with that. And you know I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track, and I learned to live with that. And I knew it all went bad, but I can't look back. And it all went sad, because we painted it black, but we know we get beyond